So we are very close to finally having the update released for Flow. There's two final bugs that we're working out, but hopefully those will be done in the next couple days. And so look forward to that. Today's episode is going to be more of a question, really. So we will get into that in just a second. Hello. So today I had a question for everybody. What is it that you would like to see? Now, as me and my wife have been sitting down and setting goals for kind of where we need to be taking the videos, what I should be talking about, what I shouldn't be talking about, things that would be helpful for people that are looking to get into game development or whatever else, we're still trying to figure out where this should go, what these video logs should be. Now, obviously, I have them tied to my video game studio, and it started off as a way to, give tips about game development, because that's what I do. I'm a teacher. I teach at a community college right now, and I teach people how to make video games. But I don't know whether that's what you as an audience want. I would. We've been talking about it and looking at different things I could talk about, like straight up stuff I teach in class, things that come up as I talk to high school groups, middle school groups, scout groups, just different activities that I can guide you through, and looking at whether that's a good approach, or if there's something else I should be showing. One thing we've looked at is the thought of this being more of a lifestyle video log, because honestly, anything it can be part of game development. That's the cool thing. If you're a game developer, you're not just one thing. Yeah, you may focus on art or programming or sound or writing or whatever other element that happens to be your bailiwick. But really, you need to be a little bit of everything. As an artist, I need to understand woodworking. I need to understand metallurgy. Anything that I'm going to be creating, I have to do research on first. So I learn history, I learn science, I learn politics, I learn craftsmanship, I learn about different cultures, and it goes on and on. So everything is part of game development. For programmers, the same thing's true for producers, for everything. There's really no area that cannot be somehow related to game development, because game development is experience development. It's interactive experience development. And so we've talked about some other things that we want to do. We have another blog that's more of a family blog. It's called Experiments in Self-Sufficiency. And on that, we post recipes. We post things about our garden. We, as a family, really, we like to do stuff. We like to make things with our children. We make kimchi and sauerkraut. We do a lot of baking. And those are happy things for us. But those are things that also help inspire me within my game development. There are things that provide lessons. There are things that help me with research. And so as we've been looking at where to go from here with these video logs, we still don't have a format. We're just playing around with it right now. And so I think rather than trying to find things specifically related to game development or even education per se, we may start exploring some other things as well. Just things that we enjoy doing, things that are fun for us, things that are good lessons. And so that's kind of what we're thinking. But for the people out there that are watching, I would love to hear your feedback and hear what kinds of things you would like to see. What would you like to learn about? What would you like to have happen on this, so that these video logs can actually be more meaningful and more impactful? Because there's a good chance that if you're interested in something, if there's something that you would like to learn about or you would like to see, then other people would as well. So that's the whole episode this week. Yet again, no specific, well, I'll take it back. I'll give you one message, just because it's come up. As I'm talking about getting into game development with people, I have tried to be very open and very clear about what it takes to get into game development. And I honestly believe anybody can do it. I believe that if you have passion and a goal, you can achieve that goal. But at the same time, I want to make sure that people have a reasonable understanding of expectations. To that end, in the past, I've often said things like, if you want to be successful, if you're doing just enough to complete your school assignments, and you're not taking the time to explore on your own and to push past just what's required for your school assignments, you're never going to be successful. And although I believe that, and it's true, I've recently been told that that comes off as kind of demeaning, or in another way, that it makes people feel like they can't achieve anything. Like, why should I try? It's too much work, or something like that. And I don't want to discourage people. So I do want to set a reasonable bar. You don't get anything for free. You have to work for things. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that I point out that it is accessible. You can start anywhere. It doesn't mean that you have to come in and be dumping 120 hours a week on making things happen. What it does mean is that you need to start someplace and be willing to put in a little bit of effort. It doesn't take a lot. There was somebody who theorized that if you can do something for a minute a day, you can turn it into something more powerful. The idea is that jumping into something like learning to draw or learning to program, you may not always be able to jump in and put in an hour, especially at the beginning where you may be scared of it, you may have other fear. But if you will do it for just a minute, you can do anything for a minute, then that'll build up courage and confidence. If you start with just that small amount of time, then that can become something that ends up helping you do it more and more as you become more familiar and comfortable with it. And then you won't just do your minute. You'll do the minute and then maybe another 10 minutes. And then the next time you'll do it for an extra 5 or 10 minutes. And then that'll continue to grow. You can learn to work hard. You can learn to achieve your goals. But you got to start someplace. And so like I said, if you've heard me in the past talk about those expectations that you need to be able to work hard, you need to do more than just the bare minimum, I do believe that. But at the same time, if you've been discouraged by that, then I apologize. That was not my intent. I want you to understand that it is achievable at whatever level you're at, whatever ability you're able to put in at the start. You can grow from there and you can develop from there. And it can become something that becomes a true asset for you. Your skills can continue to grow and develop, and you as an individual can continue on the path to achieve whatever goal you're shooting for. That's the episode this week. Hope you enjoy. And once again, please leave us feedback and let us know what it is that you would like to see. Bye.